Welcome all to the B School advisory that every one of you will be waiting for. Given that all the exams are almost over, of course, there is a testnet and a MyCat 2 still waiting. The scores yet to come in some of the cases. The percentiles have come for CAT, of course. Whether you should join A institute or a B institute, X or a Y kind of an institute, whether a new IIM is worth joining, is it possible to get an IIM itself in the first place? If I get a call, like a Rahul Garg has messaged in the very beginning, what percentile is required to get convert IIM Ahmedabad? First and foremost, the moment you say to convert IIM Ahmedabad, I am assuming that you have a call. If you have a call, you will have a very, very good chance of converting. In fact, that's something which I'm going to talk about also, which I've talked about before too. That if you have an interview call, the percentage weightage given to the interview stage, the interview and the WAT typically is close to 50% in almost all the big schools, big B schools, except FMS, which is only about 30%. Everything else is very, very strong. Which means to say, boss, agar call mil gaya, you can easily convert it. That's the first thing that you need to understand. And if you are now looking at only for whether you want to get a call or not, and like for example, Abhishek has correctly said, it depends on your profile. If you are an engineer, you probably will need a 99.7 at GEM. If you are a BA political science, you might just need a 93, 94 percentile. Given that your 10th, 12th and degree are very good. Shreya, you can just go ahead and present it that in the presentation mode, please. Now, the other questions that are there, just go to the presentation mode, B School Advisory, let it be there and I'll keep talking about it. The first slide, can you just go to the presentation mode? Now, let me answer some of these questions before I go into giving any kind of a presentation. First and foremost, SIMS Pune cutoff. Pinak, anything more than 30, if you are an open category student, you will get it. But if you are probably a defense category student, Pinak Sharma, then probably around 20, 22 marks also could be good enough for your SIMS Pune cutoff. Abhishek Singh is asking an interesting question. Should I choose an Nmims Mumbai over a new IIM? When you are asking a new IIM, Abhishek, I'm expecting you to talk about or you to ask me on the Ranchi, Rohtak, Raipur, Kashipur, Udaipur and Trichy areas. Is that a correct assumption that I'm making, Abhishek? If that is the correct assumption I'm making, my idea is probably, given this year, an Ranchi or a Trichy or an Udaipur might be better off. I'm not saying an MIMS is any worse than other things, but already these IIMs are now 12 years in the making. 2009 they started off. When you graduate, there'll be 14 years in the making, 15 years close to. Any B school which has crossed the threshold of 10, 15 years starts comes on its own. And NMIMS will unfortunately remain an NMIMS as a brand, where an IIM brand will start getting compared with an IIM ABCL case of the world. IK is now with ABCL more often than not, except for a few private equity jobs or a top level consulting jobs or a top level, iBanking jobs. With that as the background, I think I would say probably choose an IIM Ranchi or a Trichy, simply because, Abhishek, it's also cheaper and you'll get almost similar value. Shavik, I will answer that question in the course of this discussion. MDI has a sectional cutoff. Yes, 83 percentile Abhishek Shankar could be probably okay. Hi, Ayush. EWS, BBA, 50, 97, 97, 93.3, whatever. I don't know, Pranjal, what do you want to ask? I will answer those questions. Sir, Utka Ekansh is asking what? 98.37 percentile in CAT, non-engineer, general, male with decent CATs. Can I expect a call from Ahmedabad and Lucknow? Ahmedabad is very difficult unless you tell me what non-engineer you are. Lucknow, if you don't have work experience, very unlikely, I would say. Abhinav Bansal, EWS 95, 10 CPI, 12th 93, non-engineer graduation, IESR Mohali Science. Again, Abhinav, what is the question? Chetsi, GNEF 888, 89.79, but vary at 60.78. Which colleges to apply? This I will answer. In fact, these are the kind of questions that I'm sure which will be answered in today's session. Is it worth choosing baby IIMs over IIT Madras or Kanpur? Now, this is an interesting question I'm going to take up. Is it worth, Arjun is asking, is it worth choosing baby IIMs over IIT Madras or Kanpur? Brand value of IIM will be there, but there's a brand value of IIT Madras and IIT Kanpur also. In that sense of the word, I am saying choose both, because as of today, both of them, IIT Madras, IIT Kanpur, and most of these baby IIMs are at the similar level, and people will give you the same value, according to me at least. Which baby IIM is good? All the 6-7 of them are kind of improving in that sense of the word. Okay, I'm going to take one more question before I go into the presentation. Sir, I am a GM with 1.5 years experience, 98.35 percentile with greater than 93 in all sections. But IIM call predictor says I can't get IIMS call. IIMS call, why not, sir? See, IIM Shillong, I'm not saying, I don't think IIM call predictor that Career Launcher has gives you with a certainty that it will not come in. It's only a percentage. Please understand that it is an AI thing. It's not that somebody is making a pakka system. It's about, we have fed it. We have fed the system last 2-3 years of calls that people have got at various scores, percentiles, work experience, backgrounds as such. And the algorithm starts picking up from there and gives you a probability of you getting it or not getting it. But with a 98.35 percentile, chances are, Shillong, you might just get Srijan Banerjee. Okay, Shreya, you'll have to help me out for a moment before you go to the next one. I think I'll take 1 or 2 more questions because there are a lot of questions coming in. Mubashir Hussain, you have asked 94.31, all sections 91, male EWS, 10-12 graduation is fantastic. Work experience 15 months. What calls can you expect? First and foremost, you can expect all the new IIM calls. There is a very good chance of you getting an Indore and a Kozhikode also if there are not too many EWS candidates. See, what's happening with EWS is there are too many of them in the open category who have are producing EWS certificates. With all due respects to all of you who are genuinely with the EWS certificate, I am aware of this fact that a lot of them produce this certificate for the heck of it because it's easy to certificate. At least in India it is. Some of you are not getting it. Please don't get in touch with me. Ask, sir, kahan milta hai? Mujhe bhi bata dijiyega, kind of things. I can't help you. I won't be able to help you there. But as I said, Mubashir, you can get almost all the calls except probably the ABCLs of the world. L, you might just be lucky enough because 15 months experience, you can get a value there. I think again, a lot of these questions are IMT Ghaziabad, PGDM marketing first or PGDM. I think PGDM is an easier one to take, Soumya Khare, because that will give you a freedom to do a lot of other things also. Studious guy, please tell me your name. How is XLRI NCR campus, Pritish Verma? See, at the end of the day, how is it? It is good. When you take a decision, and I want you to listen to this kind of a thinking very carefully. It's easy to ask a question whether an institute is good or bad. My answer to almost all questions like that is yes, the institute is good. Or for that matter, I can say bad, but I normally give it as good. Why? And the reason why I give it as good is because for somebody or the other, this will be useful. This institute will be, for example, you are from an IIT Bombay or a Delhi, you may not even want to go to IIM Shillong like somebody else is asking. You may not want to go. I'm not saying you will not. You are from, let's say, a very, non-descriptive college anywhere in the country. You get into even, any IIM for that matter will be excellent. IIM Jammu, IIM Bodh Gaya, doesn't matter. It depends on what your background is, number of years of experience is, the current CTC is, what's your chance of getting a job is, you have a current job in hand is. There are multiple factors before you take a decision. Then you will be understanding, you will be saying, "Are itna multiple factors hai, to kya bakwas kya kar rahe ho tum? Why are you telling me all these things? If everything else is depending, then this entire session is of no use," kind of things, right? No, it is not. It is very much useful because this will give you a broad idea on the scores part of it. And then if you start looking at it here to understand what can you what are your backgrounds also, you will be able to tweak it there better, is what my answer is. Now, a studious guy, thanks for giving me your name, friend Vikram here, GM 99.2587, state board 7, which colleges I have a chance? CL is showing I am Indore is very doubtful. Shillong chances are very high. Indore is difficult for a simple reason that you are a male, Vikram, very unfortunately. But then all the other institutes, MDI, SPJN, I don't know whether you applied or not, NITI, and every other institutes, you should be able to get comfortably. Okay. Now, what I will do is, for the next 15 minutes, not more than that, there are lots of other questions which are coming. Growth prospects of K and I, are they comparable with ABCL? Absolutely. Yes, Ekansh Gupta, absolutely comparable. 97.18 percentile, all these things, individual percentiles, please go on to our website. I am Profilizer, will give you some, throw up some instances for that. What I'm going to do is give you a broad idea of what can you expect at what percentile, which is exactly what I think all of you are asking for. And let's go to the first slide in the B School advisory. How do we even come to this decision that you will need to select a B school? That depends on few parameters, and the first of the parameters is percentiles and scores. We believe that, okay, if you have a high percentile, therefore if a cutoff for a B school is high, then broadly the chances are that B school is better, and hence percentiles and B school scores become the first criteria of a B school selection. The second one is placements and average salaries. Now, these placements and average salaries are not always correct, because most of them kind of jack it up a little, just to make sure that, okay, they want to show their B school is doing a fantastic job. One other thing that you will understand is CTCs are shown rather than in hand. CTCs are, all of you know, right? It is, cost to company. Sometimes cost to company can also include the place that you are sitting on and the AC that you use throughout the year. That could be a cost to company too. Third thing, of course, is the location, and then reputation and the future promise. Like somebody asked INK, very good, there is a good promise. Or some new institutes are coming up. An institute called SDA Bocconi I have been hearing of for the last 3-4 years. As of today, it's easy to get in, 75-80 percentile. Good reputation over a period of time because they're consistently doing well. Maybe yes, that is one other way of looking at it. And then last and most important thing is your need. Finally, yaar, तुम्हें ये साल जाना है या next time जाना है या अगले साल जाना है, that decision is what you need to kind of take a decision. That call is what you need to take a decision on. That's the way we have kind of looked at the first ones. Now, here is what I want you to say. There is a time, even now, whatever score you have, you have a chance to get a final selection at the end of May. Come June, this June, July, when you have to take a decision to write CAT again, probably, or pick up a job, or take up a B school or an MBA course. You can only do that. If you have a course or a final selection in your hand, correct? If you don't have a final selection, on what basis will you do it? And that is the reason why what I would recommend is you apply to 3 categories of institutes. The first category is based on your score, based on what prediction says, what are the most likely choices you can get. Then the second one is, can you also, let's say, just now somebody said 99.25, somebody said. He will get other institutes, he will get in. But 94.25, very likely the gem candidate may not get, let's say, IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay is very good, but I would like you to apply there. I would like you to apply there. 94.23. Of course, if you are a open EWS, there is still a chance. But if you're an open category at 94.23, very, very unlikely that you will get an IIT Bombay or an MDI or a NITI even for that matter. So you need to look at an ambitious choice. And the third one, of course, obviously, is the fallback option. What if you don't get the likely choices? Ambitious to bhul jao. Can you also apply to one or two categories or one or two institutes one step below your scores? For example, again, giving you an example of 94 percentile. At 94 percentile, I would also go ahead and apply to an IMT Ghaziabad, an IMI Delhi, or even an XIM Bhubaneswar, just to make sure that, boss, I will get something of all this. Okay? Now, here is the first thing that I want to look at, all the non-IIMs open category that you can think of as a what percentiles, what you can look at. Again, please notice there are no 100% sanctities. There is no 100% sanctity to this idea. This is based on the last so many years of experience and most likelihood chances of each of these percentiles. For example, if you have a 99 plus percentile, IIT Bombay FMS is very, very clear that you will get a call. FMS, remember, remarks wise, 30% weightage is only for FMS, 30% weightage for the GDPI or the interview portion is only 30%. That means if you have a higher percentile, if you have a higher percentile, 99.6, 99.7, your chance of getting into FMS will become that much more higher. Similarly, at 98 plus, you will get an IIT Delhi. Now, somebody is asking, I have an 85 percentile, but an OBC architect female student. I would say you can. I will talk about OBCs also. Shailaja, no, not Shailaja. Somebody else was asking that question. Shalmali Takle. I will answer that question also for an OBC candidate. 97 plus, NITI can come in. Mind you, there are sectional cutoffs for each of them. Then 96 plus, there is a MDI Gurgaon. Again, I wrote it here. MDI actually will give you the PGDM at 91 because the number of seats has gone up. And frankly, you might get an MDI even at 94 or 93 if you're looking at an HRM. Then IIT Kharagpur, for example. If you are a gem, you will need a higher percentile. But if you are a girl, you will need lesser percentile. Look at IIT Bombay for girls that I'm showing you. 95 plus percentile, you can still get an IIT Bombay because IIT Bombay typically gives a lot of weightage to being a girl, among other things, of course, 10th, 12th, and degree. Similarly, if you look at 90 plus, there is a bunch of institutes which are available. Again, 93 plus, you will get a new IIMs. Bunch of institutes like Delhi School of Financial Studies, IMT Ghaziabad, IMI Delhi, XUB, that is Xavier's University Bhubaneswar, Delhi School of Economics, GLIM, which also now gives at 85 also, Delhi School of Business and Economics, KJ Somaiya, all of them give you at 90 plus percentile. While somebody might ask us how good is DFS, DBE, etc. One of the reasons why the cutoff is high is also because the number of seats are slightly less. Yes, Kriti Rastogi, GLIM is 1 year course is a decent course you can think of. Abhishek Gupta, CA plus 3.5 years experience, IIT BD makes definitely good sense, Abhishek Gupta. Again, if you look at 85 percentile, I looked at KJ Somaiya once again. Why? Because they have other programs. Then there is a Goa Institute of Management, IIFM Bhopal, if you are interested in forest management. Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management also gives you at 86, 87 percentiles. The GLIM comes to you at 80 percentile as well as 85 percentile, depending on it's a 1 year course or a 2 year course. Ford School of Management can give you at 80, 79 percentile also if you go for their other programs. Their main MBA program will go at 85. And IMT Nagpur, they are saying they will come as low as 75 percentile also this year. Yes, Kriti is Rastogi. PGPM is a 1 year course. Then 80 plus percentile, you will have a TAPME, Wellinkar, Liba, Layla Institute of Business, BIM Trichy, the Bhartidasan Institute of Management Trichy, NIRMA, NIBM, National Institute of Business Management in Pune, IMI in Kolkata, UBS Chandigarh, all of these. But you can also expect, if you have a very good 10th and 12th scores, you can expect it at 75 percentile also for a lot of these. When you look at others like 75 plus, there is a BIMTech, there is an NIT Trichy, the IMI Bhubaneswar, Nirma, XIME in Bangalore, IFMR in Chennai, and in fact, Sri City, and of course, IMT Nagpur that I was just talking about. There are institutes at 70 plus, my friends. XISS, Christ, IFIM, VIT Vellore, FMS in BHU, that is Banaras Hindu University, IBS in Hyderabad, actually comes to you at 70-75 percentile only. And there is an SPJN Global also now taking at CAT if they take it. Of course, they're also taking GMAT scores. The other institutes like Shivnadar, NDIM in Delhi, or BIMM, Balaji Institute of Modern Management, SDM IMD, Mysore, all of them will get you at 60 plus percentile, and a lot others at 50 plus too. Whatever I have missed out here doesn't mean that they don't exist, but in general, if you have a decent 10th and 12th degrees, you will be able to get interview calls at least from many of these institutes. You will still need to get their kind of things. The next thing is those of people who are looking at the OBC category, but in the IITs. So here is where all of you, EWS and OBC categories will be very similar. You can look at it. IIT Bombay could be 92 plus percentile, 90 plus for an IIT Delhi and FMS, 85 for a NITI, IIT Kharagpur, Madras, Kanpur. Roorkee could be actually 85 this year at 80, 85 itself because Roorkee has become better. DFS can come to at 70, 75 percentile also. And an NIT Trichy is at 65 percentile. Okay, somebody, Arnav, he's put so many crosses, so therefore I thought I'll just ask him, but please don't do this, guys. Arnav, if you have a good profile, you can make it. Don't worry about 93 percentile at all. Choosing NMIMS is good compared to baby IIMs, right? Yes, Abhishek Singh. NMIMS, Mumbai with baby IIMs, I would definitely say yes as of today. Okay. NMAT score, somebody's asking 205. Can I get KJ Somaya? No is what I would say, Mega. Okay, there are so many other questions. Now let's look at ZAT. Now ZAT also, it keeps changing. I want you to look at what, because I don't want to do a 2, and this is really useful for you to kind of go through this. A ZAT percentile, if you get a 96 plus, you will get a business management call. If you get a 94 plus, you will get an HRM call if you are a male. Obviously, there'll be 2 to 3 percentile less for a female in both the cases. 90 plus for XUB, similar to what happens in CAT for their main MBA program. For a HR program, it could be 85 percentile. GIM, as you can see, 85 percentile for ZAT. LIBA will get you at 80, and XIME, XISS at 70, 75 percentile for the ZAT percentiles. XIM Bhubaneswar Business Management, I would still go with that Sumit Mahapatra as compared to a baby IIM for this year again. What has been MDI sectional usually? Typically 80 percentile, Anshuli, or 75 percentile. 75 to 80 percentile. So if you are the person who asked me 83 percentile, you will be good enough. I think it will be decent enough. And the last one which I want to look at, it is a SNAP percentile, because today there was a SNAP exam. Somebody asked for SIMS. Remember, I said I put that SIMS also 75 plus percentile, you will get it. But if you are a defense category, you will get it at a much lower level. SIBM, Pune's main program will be at 98 plus. SCMHRD main program MBA will be at 97 plus. Please understand, SIBM also has other programs which can give you 2 percentile less. Similarly, SCMHRD, the infrastructure management, can come to you at 90 percentile also. Similarly, SIIB is a very, very good institute in Pune, the Symbiosis Institute of International Business, which will also give you a 90-92 percentile cutoff for the SNAP percentile, mind you, by the way. 85 plus for SIBM Bangalore, SIOM Nashik at 80 percentile, and a lot of others will get you at even 70, 75 or 65 percentile also. For example, if you are SIDTM, while I have put it at 75 percentile, you can probably get it at 70 also this year if you have already applied to that. Last is to just tell you thank you. But before I kind of leave, I will answer most of questions, but I've also left you my contact, ARKSS@careerlauncher.com. Please do write to me if you need more information. And what I'll do now for the next 6 minutes is take your questions that are there on the YouTube comments. We'll pick it up one by one and show it, showcase to you kind of things, guys. Shreya, if you can just close the sharing also. Let me answer some of the questions. Is defense category cut off for SIB? SIB, Pinak Sharma, I don't think there is a defense category. They will give some value of it, but it's not going to be a huge cutoff. SC category, Vishal Verma is saying CAT 93.53, very, very good chance of getting almost all of them. Oh, you didn't get, oh my goodness, 93.53. Where did it go wrong? Okay, VARC is 75, 89, 79, 69. Work experience of 14 months. You should definitely expect FMS, Vishal, with 93.53. I'm a little surprised. Probably your 12th and 10th has really made it bad for your I am Bangalore call. Calcutta call, I'm a little surprised. I'm really surprised, Vishal. Recheck it out once. FMS, you should be able to. Lucknow and others, you should be able to get. And I am Bangalore PGPA, PGD, or PGPBA is a very good chance. Mino, I have 83 percentile in MAT. Can you suggest? See, frankly, Mino, MAT, very, you choose. Mino Sen, what I would suggest, to be honest with you, is send a mail to me. Look at which part of the country you want to. We can suggest 5, but none of these 5 will be in the top 100. Please notice that. Ashna Basotia, sir, commerce graduate, general, female, excellent scores, 97. Can I expect A? Commerce graduate, A, very unlikely. 10 months work experience, L also very unlikely. But K and I, you have a very decent chance, Ashna. I'm just picking up randomly some of the questions because each one of you will have something or the other behind that. Can I get a call from an IIM? See, Akhilesh, if you get into the baby IIMs like Amritsar or Sirmar and all, those guys will give you a call, or a Nagpur or a Vishakhapatnam will give you a chance for an interview. I got 88 percentile, 777, having 3 years. Can I plan to repeat next year? Will it create any problem with having absolutely no Swarnaba Karmakar? Absolutely no issues. Sir, can I get a IMA at 97.18? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. Oh, CA you are. Did you get IIM Bangalore enough? If you got Bangalore, you will have a chance for Ahmedabad. Otherwise, no, is what I would say. Is IRMA worth it? Absolutely yes. CAT 89.84. 10th is 90. 12th is 78. Graduation 14 months. What IIM calls can I expect? If you are a general category, almost zero. Very unfortunate. Arnav, very likely that you may not get it, is what I'm saying. But I'm saying I'll just keep my fingers crossed. 97.5, because CA is not CA. They have a special category, AC2 or AC2 or AC3 category. AC2, I think, right? Okay, I think almost all these questions are similar. Is 65% in 12th a huge problem? No, Pritesh, it's not really such a huge problem, except that you need to have a very high percentile in CAT to make somewhere. Let me answer some of the questions on NMAT also, because people are asking. Score is 240, 88, 76, 77. NM Mumbai, very highly possible, Abhishek. BSc Eco student, Lord Duck is asking. 99.69. Very high chances, Lord Duck. Very high chances. EWS. By the way, I would like to ask you, did you get the C and A calls? C and B calls? IMB PGP BA is a very good course, Amar. EWS engineer, CAT 98.5. What calls can I expect? Frankly, EWS, you should get almost all the calls. Divyanshu, you tell me whether you got B and C. C, at least you should have got it for sure. Okay, you got C but not B. I think that's because of your scores, probably, is what I would say for the academic scores, not the percentile scores. Because 89, 10th and 92, that's where you would have lost out, especially 89.83 in 12th, in 10th. General, non-engineer, female, 888 with 89 percentile, but very VRC 65. Fradin, I have given scores. I have given percentiles at 89 percentile. Most of the IMTs and IMIs, KJ Somayas, TAPMIs, LBS IMs, these are the ones which I think you should apply to. One last question I will take. General, non-engineer, male, 98.4. CGPA, fresher, 87.8 in 10. IMs, can I get FMS? FMS, no, Saurabh Mukherjee. Very unlikely. new IIMs probably. All the new IIMs you will get. Very unlikely for the old IIMs as far as the numbers look at numbers that are there as of now. GIM Goa is a very good institute at Karan Verma. Okay, I think let me stop it here because there are so many other questions which will keep coming in. This is a 30-minute session that I want to take. If you have more questions, do write it to arks@careerlauncher.com. Go to careerlauncher.com, go to our IM Profilizer and the MBA Profilizer. Give your scores of 10th, 12th degree, section 1, section 2, section 3, scores of CAT and other exams. With your work experience, general category or not, we will be able to throw up some basic ideas of where you can get in or not. If you still need to get a lot more information, well, ARKSS. Once again, I'm giving you arks@careerlauncher.com. Feel free to write. And if you have not already joined our PDP personalized or a PDP planned program, it's high time to join. In fact, PDP planned has just become PDP crash with a 25% increase in price. Don't lose out. If you get a call, you need to convert it. You will have a chance to get into a best of the B schools this year itself. With that, and thanks once again to my wonderful colleagues Aditi and Shreya. I'll stop here with this B School advisory. Come back to you with more information from Career Launcher, friend, week after week. Thanks again.